Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, I'm eating less, I'm walking more, so why is my waistline growing? If that's you, I want you to know you're not alone. And more importantly, it's not your fault. After age 60, many women experience something frustrating. The weight creeps up, especially around the belly, hips, and thighs. Your favorite pants don't fit, your energy dips, and the scale seems stubborn. You might think, is this just aging? Is this the price of menopause? But here's what no one tells you. You can absolutely take back control. The truth is, menopause triggers powerful hormonal shifts, especially a drop in estrogen. That changes how your body stores fat, how it processes sugar, and how it responds to stress. Even if your habits haven't changed, your metabolism has. And unless we adapt to this new stage, the weight won't just sit there. It can lead to high blood pressure, diabetes, heart risk, and chronic inflammation. But I have good news. There are foods that quietly sabotage you, and others, simple, delicious, everyday foods that can gently work with your hormones, not against them. I'm Dr. Linda Moore, a women's health specialist with over 30 years of experience treating postmenopausal patients in clinics from New York to Vancouver. And at 67, I'm walking this path right beside you. In this video, I'll show you the 3 foods you should avoid that seem healthy but wreak havoc on your metabolism, and the 3 powerful allies that help melt stubborn weight, restore energy, and protect your heart. Most of them are already in your kitchen. You just need to know which to trust. If you've felt tired, bloated, or betrayed by your body lately, I invite you to stay with me until the very end. This is more than just a diet. It's a gentle return to balance, clarity, and confidence. And if you care about your health and aging with strength, hit that subscribe button now so you never miss a tip crafted just for senior women like you. Now let's begin with the first food that's quietly doing more harm than good. It often starts with good intentions. You skip dessert. You swap ice cream for toast. Maybe even switch to low-fat crackers. But here's what no one tells you. Those refined carbs are quietly working against you. White bread, pasta, baked goods, even those healthy rice cakes or cereal bars, they flood your bloodstream with sugar, fast. And after menopause, your insulin response slows down. That means more sugar lingers in the blood, and more fat gets stored around your belly. Let me tell you about Susan, a 64-year-old retired nurse from Melbourne. She ate sensibly, walked every evening, and still couldn't lose the midsection weight. Then we looked at her diet. Morning toast, low-fat yogurt with granola, and pasta for dinner, all refined carbs. We swapped just 2 things, whole oats instead of granola and quinoa instead of pasta. 2 weeks later, Susan said, my jeans zipped up easier, and my afternoon energy crashes, gone. Here's what's happening inside your body. Refined carbs strip away the fiber, the part that slows digestion and supports blood sugar stability. What's left is fast sugar, spiking your insulin and promoting visceral fat, the dangerous kind that wraps around your organs and increases your risk of diabetes, stroke, and heart disease. A Harvard study found that women over 60 who consumed high glycemic foods had a significantly higher rate of belly fat accumulation, even when calorie intake was low. And it's not just about weight. That insulin roller coaster causes cravings, energy crashes, mood swings, and sleep disturbances, all issues that are amplified in menopause. But here's the fix. You don't need to cut all carbs, just upgrade them. Swap white bread for sprouted grain or sourdough. Try steel-cut oats instead of boxed cereal. Choose roasted sweet potatoes over white rice. And limit refined snacks. Yes, even whole grain crackers that come in a box. Have you noticed bloating or fatigue after eating pasta or toast? Comment, yes, if this sounds like your daily struggle, or no, if you've already made the switch. Next, let's talk about a common fruit that sounds healthy but can quietly spike your hormones in all the wrong ways. They look so innocent, don't they? Bright colors, bold claims, and pictures of smiling women in yoga pants on the label. Fruit juices and smoothies are often marketed as the ultimate health drinks. Especially for women navigating menopause, they promise detox, energy, and glow. But here's what many senior women don't realize. These drinks might be sabotaging your weight goals, quietly and consistently. Let me take you back to Margaret, a 66-year-old former librarian from Melbourne. She had switched to what she thought was a healthy morning ritual. 1 glass of 100% natural orange juice and a blended smoothie with banana, berries, and almond milk. It felt clean, energizing, and smart, until her weight began creeping up again despite walking daily. Why? Because fruit juices, even the cold-pressed organic ones, strip away the fiber and concentrate the sugar. 1 cup of orange juice can contain over 20 grams of sugar. That's nearly 5 teaspoons, and smoothies, even homemade ones, often pack 2 or 3 servings of fruit without the necessary fiber to balance blood sugar levels. A study published in the journal BMJ found that whole fruit consumption was linked to reduced diabetes risk, while fruit juice was associated with a higher risk. Why? Because when you remove the fiber, you change how your body metabolizes sugar, leading to sudden insulin spikes, increased fat storage, and a sluggish metabolism, all of which are particularly challenging during menopause. And here's the catch. You may not feel the impact immediately, but that bloating after breakfast, the sugar crash mid-morning, the stubborn belly fat that refuses to budge, these are all signs your healthy drink is doing more harm than good. So what's the better option? Opt for whole fruits paired with protein or healthy fats. Try sliced apple with almond butter or berries over Greek yogurt. If you love smoothies, blend 1 small portion of fruit with vegetables like spinach or cucumber, add protein powder, and don't forget chia seeds for fiber. This slows absorption and prevents that sugar spike. Have you ever relied on fruit juice as a morning boost? Comment, juice. If this changes your perspective, and don't worry, we're learning together. Now, if you thought juice was sneaky, wait until you see what our next food does, especially when you're trying to eat light after 60. You walk down the grocery aisle, and there they are. Granola bars labeled low-fat, salad dressings with bold claims of heart-healthy, yogurts promising 0 guilt. At first glance, they feel like safe choices, especially for senior women watching their weight during and after menopause. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Many of these so-called low-fat foods are doing the exact opposite of what you think. Let me tell you about Deborah, a vibrant 70-year-old widow from Ontario. She prided herself on eating clean, low-fat cereal in the morning, fat-free dressing at lunch, and those 100-calorie snack packs in the evening. But her cravings never stopped. Her sleep was poor, her energy dipped every afternoon, and the scale didn't move. What Deborah didn't know, and what most women aren't told, is this. When manufacturers remove fat, they often replace it with sugar, artificial sweeteners, and refined starches to make the food palatable. And during menopause, when estrogen levels naturally drop, your body becomes more sensitive to insulin. That means every sugar spike leads to a stronger fat-storing signal. It also disrupts leptin and ghrelin, your hunger and fullness hormones, leaving you constantly craving something even when you just ate. A 2021 study from Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health found that women over 60 who consumed more processed low-fat foods experienced more frequent weight gain, hormonal imbalances, and mood swings compared to those who included healthy fats in their diets. Here's another problem. These low-fat processed items often lack the fat-soluble vitamins your body needs, like vitamin D and K2, both crucial for bone density and immune support post-menopause. Without real, nourishing fat, your body can't absorb these nutrients effectively. Deborah finally made a shift. She swapped her low-fat yogurt for full-fat Greek yogurt with berries. Instead of fat-free salad dressing, she used olive oil and lemon. Within a few weeks, she noticed fewer cravings, steadier energy, and yes, a trimmer waistline. So the next time you see low fat on a label, pause. Ask yourself, what did they add in place of the fat? Instead, trust real food. Choose plain, full-fat yogurt, nuts, avocado, olive oil. These fats nourish your hormones, calm your appetite, and protect your bones. They are not the enemy. Processed food pretending to be healthy is. Have you ever been misled by the low-fat label? Comment, I have. If you've fallen into that trap, many of us have. Now that we've uncovered the most deceptive danger in your pantry, let's shift our focus. In the next part, I'll reveal a rich, satisfying food that actually helps your metabolism and combats menopausal weight gain without ever saying the word diet. If you've been listening closely and silently nodding, perhaps you've felt it too. The confusion, the guilt, the late-night thought. Why is my body changing like this, even though I'm doing everything right? Let me tell you something with all the compassion I can offer. You are not failing. Your food is. You've been told to avoid fat. You've reached for the healthy yogurt, skipped meals, and added a splash of juice instead of eating real fruit. And when the belly weight lingered, when the scale wouldn't budge, when sleep felt broken and the mirror didn't reflect how hard you've tried, you blamed yourself. But it was never your fault, because no one told you the truth. After menopause, your body plays by a different rulebook. Your metabolism shifts, your hormones fluctuate, and foods that used to work for you may now quietly sabotage you from within, especially the refined carbs, sugary drinks, and those well-marketed low-fat traps. Here's the empowering part. The moment you understand why the old ways don't work anymore is the moment you can begin again, with clarity, with confidence, and with food that loves your body back. In the next part, I'll show you exactly what those foods are. Simple, delicious, science-backed foods that support your metabolism, calm inflammation, balance your hormones, and gently guide your weight back to where it feels right, without harsh diets or calorie counting. Let's turn the page. It's time to stop punishing your body and start nourishing it. Have you ever looked in the mirror and gently placed a hand on your belly, wondering where that softness came from? Or maybe you've tossed and turned at 2 a.m., your mind racing and your body just stuck in alert mode. Here's a truth most doctors won't say out loud. Menopause doesn't just affect your hormones. It rewrites the rulebook on how your body handles stress, sleep, and fat. And there's one powerful food group that helps you take back control: leafy greens. Let me tell you about Helen, a 65-year-old retired librarian from New York. She once described herself as soft, tired, and wired. Her belly felt constantly bloated. Her sleep was broken, and she thought it was all just part of aging. But everything began to shift the week she made a single change. She added a handful of spinach to dinner every night. By the end of the first week, she said she woke up feeling clearer. By the second, she'd lost nearly 2 inches around her waist. Not from dieting or skipping meals, but from feeding her body what it had been craving. So what's the secret behind leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard? 2 words: magnesium, and fiber. Magnesium is the calm mineral. It relaxes tight muscles, lowers cortisol, the stress hormone that builds belly fat, and promotes deeper, more restful sleep. In fact, a study from McMaster University found that postmenopausal women with higher magnesium intake had lower body fat, better insulin control, and fewer nighttime awakenings. Fiber is the second hero. It gently cleanses your gut, improves estrogen metabolism, and keeps bloating at bay. These greens don't just help you digest, they help you detox. They support your liver in clearing out excess estrogen metabolites, which often contribute to stubborn belly weight during and after menopause. If this sounds too simple to be powerful, that's exactly the point. Nature doesn't complicate healing. Here's how to start. Dinner. Toss 2 cups of steamed kale or sautéed spinach in olive oil and garlic. Breakfast. Add Swiss chard into a veggie omelet. Snack. Blend spinach into a midday smoothie with almond milk and flax. You don't need to overhaul your life. Just start where you are, with one leafy handful at a time. Have you tried adding greens to your meals lately? Comment spinach below if this gave you new insight or motivation. And don't go anywhere, because the next food might surprise you. It's rich in fat, but it actually burns belly fat. Let's take a look. If you've spent most of your life avoiding fat, you're not alone. Remember the fat-free craze of the 90s? Snack packs, margarine, and cardboard cookies that promised to make us lean. The truth is, those foods made many of us gain weight, especially around the belly. But there's one kind of fat that does the opposite. It fights inflammation, supports hormones, and yes, even helps burn menopausal belly fat. That food? Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. Let me tell you about Margaret, a vibrant 70-year-old from Vancouver. She used to rely on anti-inflammatory pills just to get through the day. Her knees ached. Her energy crashed by 2 p.m., but when her doctor suggested eating salmon 3 times a week, Margaret thought, how could something so simple make a difference? But 2 weeks in, the pain in her knees started to ease. She noticed she felt fuller, longer, and after a month, she said this, I'm eating fat, and I'm finally losing fat. I feel like I'm working with my body again, not against it. What's the science behind this? Fatty fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, nutrients that directly reduce inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, and support leptin, the hormone that tells your brain when you're full. For postmenopausal women, this is vital. A 2020 study published in Menopause found that women who consumed more omega-3s had significantly lower belly fat and improved metabolic function. But it's not just about fat loss. Omega-3s support joint health, brain clarity, and even emotional stability, helping balance mood swings and anxiety that often accompany hormonal shifts. Here's the best part. This isn't about dieting. It's about nourishing your body with what it truly needs. How to start. Dinner. Bake a fillet of wild salmon with lemon and herbs. Lunch. Toss sardines into a salad with arugula, olives, and olive oil. Snack. Try a mackerel pâté on whole grain toast for a protein-rich bite. Not a fan of fishy flavors? Try high-quality omega-3 supplements from small, cold-water fish like anchovies and sardines. The takeaway? Fat isn't the enemy. Inflammations is. And fatty fish is one of your best weapons to fight back. Do you eat salmon or sardines regularly? Drop A in the comments if this changed how you think about fat. And stay with me, because the next food is tiny, crunchy, and works like a hormone whisperer. Let's explore the surprising power of seeds next. Sometimes the biggest changes come from the smallest things. You see, during menopause, hormones don't just fade out. They fluctuate like waves. One day you're feeling energized, the next you're foggy, bloated, and wondering if your body is betraying you. But imagine if you could gently rebalance your hormones using a spoonful of seeds. That's exactly what happened to Gloria, 68, from Manchester. She told me, "Every morning felt like a question mark. My mood, my belly, even my digestion, but after just 1 tablespoon of flaxseed with breakfast, it was like my body started exhaling again." Gloria's not alone. Flax seeds and chia seeds may be small, but they are powerful tools for postmenopausal women. Why? Because they're rich in something called phytoestrogens, natural plant compounds that gently mimic estrogen in the body. These don't override your system like synthetic hormones. Instead, they support balance, especially helpful when your own estrogen production is dropping. But that's not all. Flax and chia are packed with soluble fiber, which helps regulate digestion, reduce bloating, and remove excess estrogen by binding it in the gut. That means less hormonal chaos, fewer mood swings, and a lighter, more comfortable belly. Let's talk science. A study published in the Journal of the Society for Integrative Oncology found that lignans in flax seeds significantly reduced hot flashes and improved hormone metabolism in menopausal women. Another study showed that women who consumed flax daily had better weight control, lower blood pressure, and improved gut health. And chia? These tiny seeds absorb up to 10x their weight in water, creating a gel-like consistency that promotes satiety, stabilizes blood sugar, and supports smoother digestion. They're also a good source of magnesium, calcium, and omega-3s, nutrients women often lack post-menopause. Here's how to use them. Breakfast. Stir 1 tablespoon of ground flax into oatmeal or a smoothie. Snack. Mix chia seeds into Greek yogurt, or make a chia pudding with almond milk and berries. Baking. Add seeds into whole grain muffins or sprinkle over avocado toast. One tip. Always grind flax seeds before eating to unlock their nutrients. Whole flax often passes through undigested. So yes, these seeds may be tiny, but they work like quiet allies for your hormones, your gut, and your waistline. Have you tried flax or chia before? Comment seeds below if you'll give this hormone-friendly habit a try. Next up, let's shift gears. Because it's not just what you eat, it's how you eat it that determines whether your body stores fat or lets it go. Stay with me for the next strategy, the mini-meal method, and how it can reset your metabolism after 60. Have you ever finished a healthy dinner, felt proud of your choices, only to find yourself raiding the fridge at 10 p.m. for a snack you didn't plan? You're not alone. And more importantly, you're not failing. Your food timing might be. After menopause, hormonal shifts can trigger unpredictable hunger, late-night cravings, and stubborn fat storage, especially around the belly. The real issue isn't just what you're eating, it's when and how often. Let me introduce you to what I call the mini-meal method. Instead of sticking to the traditional 3 big meals a day, this approach involves 4 to 5 smaller meals, spaced out every 3 to 4 hours. Each one combines protein, healthy fats, and a bit of fiber. No sugar spikes, no crashes, no hunger panic at bedtime. It's not a diet. It's a hormone rhythm reset. When you eat in this way, you help your body do 3 powerful things. Balance blood sugar, which directly affects your insulin and cortisol levels. Reduce late-night hunger, which often leads to poor food choices and sleep disruption. Support fat-burning hormones like leptin, helping your body naturally regulate appetite and metabolism. Let me share a quick story. Diana, 66, from Melbourne, struggled for years with yo-yo dieting. Breakfast made her queasy, and dinner was as always her largest meal. We worked together to gently shift her routine. She began eating 3 modest meals and 2 protein-rich snacks, like boiled eggs, Greek yogurt, or a handful of almonds, spread evenly throughout the day. The result? Diana didn't just lose weight. She stopped feeling controlled by food. Her energy was steady, her cravings disappeared, and for the first time in a decade, she said, "I feel in sync with my body again." Research from the University of Toronto confirms this. Women over 60 who adopt smaller, frequent meals have better insulin sensitivity, less abdominal fat, and improved sleep patterns. Here's a simple day to try. 8 a.m., scrambled eggs plus spinach. 11 a.m., chia pudding with flax. 1:30 p.m., salmon and quinoa salad. 4 p.m., handful of almonds. 6:30 p.m., roasted veggies with hummus and avocado. It's nourishing, hormone-friendly, and most importantly, sustainable. If you've ever tried eating this way, comment mini meals below and let us know how it worked for you. If you haven't, maybe today is the day to begin. And now we've saved the most important part for last. A message from me to you, from one woman to another. Let's bring it all together in our final thoughts, shall we? Let's take a breath and bring it all together. If you've been frustrated with stubborn weight gain, unpredictable cravings, or a body that feels unfamiliar since menopause, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not broken. You're just not being told the full story. Because menopause doesn't mean decline. It means change. And change opens the door to wisdom. Let's recap. Foods to avoid if you want to beat menopause. Weight gain. Refined carbs. They spike insulin and store fat where you least want it. Fruit juices and smoothies, packed with sugar and stripped of fiber. Low-fat packaged foods, often loaded with chemicals, sugar, and guilt. And now your secret weapons, the foods that heal. Leafy greens like spinach and kale, detox excess estrogen, and reduce bloating. Fatty fish like salmon and sardines, fight inflammation and fuel your metabolism. Flax seeds and chia seeds, plant-based estrogens that calm your hormones and your belly. Plus, don't forget the mini meal method, eating smaller, protein-rich meals throughout the day to keep your metabolism steady and your hormones in harmony. You see, this isn't about chasing your 30-year-old body. It's about reclaiming your energy, your mood, and your power at 60, 70, or beyond. And as a doctor who has walked beside thousands of women in this stage of life, and as a woman myself at 68, let me tell you something I know in my bones. Your body is still listening. It wants to respond. It wants to heal. You just have to speak to it in the language it now understands. Nourishment, rhythm, and respect. So the next time you're in your kitchen, remember, each choice is a vote for strength, for clarity, for freedom. If this message resonated with you, type 1 in the comments to let me know you're with me. If it didn't, type 0. I'm here to learn from you too. And if you want more videos like this, real, honest, science-backed, and made with heart, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell so we can continue this journey together. Because aging doesn't mean stepping back. It means stepping forward, wiser, stronger, and more radiant than ever. Until next time, take good care of yourself. You deserve it.